Hi students, we are going to study the past paper question 2018. Today MCQ questions. So according to that, first questions, SI unit of force in fundamental unit is kilogram meter second minus 2, kilogram meter second minus 1, third one kilogram meter square des minus 2, and fourth one kilogram meter second minus 2 and s second minus 2. But you already know that when you consider the unit of force, that is Newton. SI unit, normally we already studied, the unit of force is Newton. But here if you find the answer the Newton, but you can't find out because all these answers are considering fundamental units. Fundamental units mean fundamental unit basically the mass kilogram, height meter, time second, those are fundamental units. So we have to find out the units through these fundamental units. Right here in the screen, right, kilogram meter second minus 2. So this is for force. So force M is equal to MA, that is Newton second. According to the Newton second laws, we already studied F is equal to MA. F mean force, M mean mass, A mean acceleration. So the force, unit of force, we can say that is Newton, is indicated by capital N, that is Newton. Then unit of the mass for, that is kilogram, right, that mass indicating kilogram. Acceleration also meter second minus 2. Students must know that the F is equal to MA, that blue color M is there. When you consider the acceleration, that also have to M. So both M's are different. Here the unit is meter. When you find the M in the equation, that is this M, that this M is different. This M is indicating mass, right? This M is indicating meter, but both are different. And we need to know the fundamental unit of force, kilogram meter second minus 2. So we can find out the answer. Is anyway, we just introduced you. F is indicate force, and M is mass, and A is acceleration, kg kilogram, M meter, and S is second. But students, you can remember here force is equal to MA, but this time you have find out the M kilogram and meter second minus 2. Sometime in future they can ask the question like this: W is equal to mg. W is equal to mg, that means weight is equal to mg. Here M also kilogram, and g also the gravitational acceleration, that is meter second minus 2. Therefore this also same answer. I just introduced you. So in future they will ask like this, right? The next question, right, second question, which of the following is an examples for plant which does not produce seeds? You know that there are, when we considering the classification, flowering plant and non-flowering plant, some plants which bear the flowers, some plants which don't bear the flowers, right? They have divided in two groups. But some plants, they don't bear the flowers, but they produce seeds. Some plants don't bear the flowers and seeds. Normally Selaginella, you know, the Salvinia, those kind of aquatic plants, normally they don't produce seeds. But some plants don't have flowers, that they don't bear the flowers, but they can produce seeds. You know, Pinus, Cycas, those kind of plants, can produce seeds, but they don't bear the flowers. But normally the that called the gymnosperm, we will study later. Anyway, here which of the following is examples plant which does not produce seeds? This is 2018 questions. So now I just introduced you this one. Plant we can divide it in two groups, non-flowering plant and flowering plant. Non-flowering plant and flowering plant, right? Then non-flowering plant, that is seedless plant, no seeds, right? Normally the aquatic plants, Selaginella, Salvinia, those are the aquatic plant, right? Selaginella, Salvinia, those are aquatic plants. But seed plants now covered, that means we will see this the diagram also, they have a seeds but without cover, right? The Cycas pinus. But flowering plants, this Angiosperm, flowering plants which can produce, we can divide it in dicots and monocots. Mono mean one, di mean two. We already studied disaccharide 2, monosaccharide 1. So disaccharide, like that here, dicots mean normally the seeds which can divide it easily, really the naturally it can divide it in two cotyledons, and monocot it is only one, right? Only one. So here Pinus is a very big tree and strongest one. We can find out the leaves and stems and roots, we can find out. So not like a Selaginella salvinia, this is difficult to find out the stem and roots and everywhere, but these kind of seed plants, no covered, the cycas, we can find out the specific parts of the plants, right? Then this is Pinus. Pinus also under the seeds plants, right? Pinus also under the seeds plants. Then this is Salvinia. This is aquatic plant. You can find out in the third answer. Salvinia, that is aquatic plants. Very difficult to find differentiate the parts of the plants, right? Then this one, this is Angiosperm, blue water lily, right? Blue water lily under the dicots, right? Blue water lily under the dicots, right? Anyway, now these are the four answers: Cycas, Pinus, Salvinia and blue water and lily. So we can select the correct answer. What is Salvinia? Sorry, Salvinia is not the correct answer. That answer is which of the following is an example plant which does not produce seeds? Answer Salvinia is the correct answer, right? Salvinia no seeds, but Cycas and Pinus they produce seeds, and blue water lily also produce seeds, right? Okay students, that some plants bear the seeds, some plants don't bear the seeds. Some seeds have find out without cover, example Cycas and Pinus. Some plants, they bear the seeds with cover. You know the mango also which has cover, Angiosperm, monocot, dicots, most of the seeds which covered, right? We are going to the next questions. Which of the following is homogeneous mixture? Homogeneous mixture. We will study that. Homo mean same kind, right? Homo mean same kind. Homogeneous mixtures mean the particles or the structures in everywhere it is same, right? Say we can say as a homogeneous mixture, sugar solution, sugar with water. When you take surface of the water, sugar solution, that also same taste, but if the deep part of the sugar solution, that also gives same taste. The reason is each and everywhere the quality of that sugar solution give same structure, we have find out in the same structures in the solution. But sometime if it is a clay solution, clay or lime solution, we can find out some sedimentation in the below part. The bottom we can find out there is sedimentation, very concentrated particles are there. The top part is lightly different, right? So when you send the torchlight through the solution, the glass of water which is contain clay water, so each and everywhere when you adjust the height, right, each and everywhere you can find the concentrate of light is different. But if it is the sugar solution, everywhere the same. When you move the torchlight, right, what is happened through the, it is a sugar solution glass. Now you put the torchlight, what happened? The torchlight rays can go through the transparency, the sugar solutions, the glass here, glass of sugar solution. So the light rays can go, and you can't differentiate each and everywhere. The same light rays will come through the solution. But in the clay solution, what will happen when you send the rays, the place to place, the concentrated of that light rays is going to change. You can identify. So that is indicating the structure of the solution is everywhere is going to change. Right here, which of the following is homogeneous mixture? When you consider the wheat flour water, wheat mean the wheat flour, everyone know we can produce, we are using in day to day life, bread and everything's used by wheat flour, right, and water, and coconut oil and water, ethyl alcohol and water, clay and water. We will find the normal short theory of this through that. Homogeneous mixture, the mixture in which the component can't be observed separately from one another and the properties and compositions are similar through the termed homogeneous mixture. That means here the if it is considered as a liquid homogeneous mixture, each and everywhere the same particles. So if you take small amount of water from here, sugar solution, right, the taste is same. If you take the sugar solutions to get this taste is same taste. If it is a heterogeneous, the taste is going to be different. Say here, the next slide, next portion, salt and water, that is considered as homogeneous mixture, right? Salt and water, colorless solution you can find out, and copper, zinc and homogeneous, copper and zinc, the brass, that is alloy, right? Alloy, this is kind of alloy, copper and zinc, that is homogeneous, well mixed, each and everywhere same. So here the glass of water, each and everywhere the same structure. If you consider this part and everywhere, every part, you can find out same structure, same color, right? Same color, same structure, you can find out, right? Now the structure, you can homogeneous mixtures, here the rose color and light blue color, the green color and rose color, light green color is one by one, we can find out the regular formation is here. So the structure each and everywhere it is same. So we will study about the heterogeneous. What about heterogeneous, right? We studied previously homogeneous, now heterogeneous. Heterogeneous mixture, the mixture is which of the component can be disorganized from one another and they are known as heterogeneous mixture. That means, clay water, sugar, salt. Here it is not a sugar solution, this is sugar and salt, right? Sugar and salt, not sugar solution. They are solid compound. When you mix the sugar and solution, salt, right, that is heterogeneous. We can't find out same structure in each place. Then wheat, flour and water, this is like a solution, right? Sometime at your home or school, when you prepare the gum using of wheat flour, that time you can find out the sedimentation is there. If you add more water, the sedimentation, if you take time to precipitate or sedimentation, so you can find out the top part is the clean one, like, and the below part concentrated area is there. And coconut oil and water. Coconut oil and water also considered as heterogeneous, but here coconut oil, right, coconut oil and water, this is coconut oil, this is water, because it will change as, because according to the density we should consider that, right? So the low density that oil, right, coconut oil, and water high density than coconut oil, therefore we can find out if it is a more water, the coconut oil should be top space. Anyway, carbon dioxide and hot water, we already studied that carbon dioxide and hot water mean the hot water, right, what happened, the heat is more heat here when go top small area. So when the gas, if there are any gases, carbon dioxide gases here, right, mostly it is going to expand and go up. So most of the carbon dioxide available in the surface area, right, because here high heat, according to the high heat, the heat is very high, therefore we can find out in this area very concentrated carbon dioxide, but here diluted carbon dioxide, the molecules. So now we understood each and everywhere the structure is different in the heterogeneous mixture. So now according to this notes, the physical properties of the mixture such as color and transparency of this. Physical properties of the mixture such as color, transparency and density are different from place to place in heterogeneous mixture, right, different, but place to place and heterogeneous solutions. Examples: water in which clay dissolved, water in which laundry blue, the powder used for whitening cloth in dissolved. Laundry blue means we in school uniform also now we are using that dissolved. Cement mortar have used to constructing building, right, and suburb drinks and fruit salad. Okay, so these are the examples. Here you can find out the structure. This is the color, the top part of the solutions showing clean water, right, the top part of the solutions clean water, and the below part, the bottom part is very this concentration is you can find out the structure, this concentration is very more molecules, right, top part is different. So that is the reason they have mentioned here, right, the physical properties of the mixtures such color, transparency and the density and difference of the place to place in heterogeneous solution, right. Then the structure here, the structures different. So top part, the top of the area, here we can find out the different molecules. The heavy molecules are bottom part we can find out. So the structure is different, not like this. So we can we can find out now both in one slide, okay, both in one slide, right. Homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Mixtures in which the component can't be observed separately from one another and the properties and compositions are similar throughout are termed homogeneous mixtures. Students must be know what is homogeneous mixture, right? Students must be know what is homogeneous mixture, what is heterogeneous mixture. Then heterogeneous mixtures in which component and distinguished from one another and they are known as heterogeneous mixtures. Okay. Now we will come to the answer, the question and answer. This is the question. Students, now you can identify wheat flour and water. Wheat flour and water, heterogeneous. Coconut oil and water, heterogeneous. Ethyl alcohol and water, that is homogeneous. Ethyl alcohol and water, homogeneous. And clay and water, heterogeneous. Right? So what is that? This is heterogeneous. This is heterogeneous. This is heterogeneous. The ethyl alcohol and water, you know the Arak bottle, Arak and alcohol, those are each and every part same structure. So sometime they can ask the question the next year or the coming year, right? Normal alcohol, ethyl alcohol, sometime they can ask methyl alcohol, right? So alcohol is very good substance to mix with the water because they have a hydrogen bond, special bond also there. So we will study later, right? Now students can understand the answer of this homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixture. Knowledge of this important. Next one. Of the following statement, which falls about silicon NPN junction transistor? Actually, you are not studied in this time, this first term, second term. Anyway, just introduce to you what is there. Transistor. Transistor. You know, diodes we will study later. The diodes. This is NPN junction. NP junction, right? Diodes. This is for diode, right? The NPN, NPN, you know that there are 3 terminals. This is transistor. This is transistor, right? This is transistor. So NP, that PN junction or NP junction, PN junction we can call PN junction. PN junction or NPN junctions, only 2 terminals, that is diode. That NPN or PNP, that also another kind of PNP, right? These are mostly related with the semiconductors, silicon, germanium. We will study what is N semiconductor, P semiconductor, we will study later. Anyway, students must know about the knowledge of this. What is transistor? Mostly it has 3 terminals. It has 3 terminals and we are using for transistors, after the transistors only the electronic apparatus which are going to more advantages. The small size also have finding from the through the finding of that transistor, right? You know the invention of transistor, there's 3 scientists, they have got that Nobel Prize also, right? So what are the differences? That diodes, it has 2 terminals, transistors, it has 3 terminals. We are using for various purpose of transistor. Normally the signal is going to enlarge. The signal is going to, we are using the transistors to enlarge. We can use, if we give small signals, it will going to enlarge by using of this transistor. Not only the signals, current also going to enlarge. Sometimes we can use as a switch. If we connect it in the circuit, right, it can function as a switch. It's not allowed to go through the current, right? So switch also we can use a switch. So that in the screen, see these questions, the answer, it can be used as amplifier signal. Yeah, signals, amplifier mean enlarge, right? Amplifier mean is going to enlarge that. And second answer, it can be used as switch. Yeah, it can be used as a current amplifier. Yes, current amplifier is okay. It can be used to rectify alternating voltage. Rectify mean AC to DC, that is it can't do like this. Here, yeah, these are the normal knowledge about this. You must know, the students, what is PNP transistor and NPN transistor. PNP transistor and NPN transistor. Here PNP and NPN. Then you can find out the collectors C, B and E, emitter. C, B, E. They are called collector, base and emitter. Here also collector, base, emitter. So this is the like structural symbol. We can use structural, right? What is there? But here the real symbol they have introduced, real symbol introduced here. What is there? A PNP transistor, B, E and C and E. But we should note this very indicate this arrow mark. Arrow mark is there. The arrow mark should indicate in this area. This arrow mark is here. Through the arrow mark only we can find out which kind of transistor. PNP transistor, arrow mark the E to here towards the B, here from the B, E. Okay. So now the real transistor is here. There are so many shape of the transistor here, but these are examples. You can find out the circuits, some computer circuits or electronic circuits. You can find out these kind of transistors. That's real transistors. Okay, come to the slide. A transistor can be used as current amplifier, signal amplifier and switching action of transistor. Sometime you can find out in your books, right? So these are the circuit for to using current amplifier, right? When you can the verifying here, the verifying method, the verifying resistance verifying here, according to this verifying you can find out amplification of current from this diagram. Signal amplifier, here we are using the speaker because the speaker can give the sound. So when you change the signals in this side, that side the sound will come loudly, right? So these are the switching action transistor. So there are two circuit side, this side and that side, right? So the current can move, this transistor can control the current as switch, right? Now come to the question, right? According to these questions, what is the answer? Of the following statement, which is false about silicon NPN transistor? It can be used as amplifier signal, it can be used as switch, it can be used as current amplifier, it can be used as rectifier alternating voltage. Rectifier mean, rectifier, you know, AC current, alternate current can be changed as direct current, right? Mostly we can use diodes. The symbol of diode is this. But here they have mentioned the transistor. The symbol of transistor is different. 3 terminals, right? That is 3 terminals. Okay. Now the correct answer is it can be used to rectify alternating voltage, so it can't be do by using of transistor. Okay. So students, now you can understand what is the function of transistors. What is it? Can amplify the current, it can amplify the signals, it can use as a switch. Those three functions are very, very important. Amplify the current, amplify the signals, use as a switch in the circuit, right. We will move to the next questions, right. If an object is to stay in equilibrium under three forces, equilibrium mean balance, here this is under the balance, under three forces. First question, the resultant force. Students must be know the resultant force. Say examples, if here using 70 Newton on the cube of wood, and here this side 20 Newton, sorry 80 Newton. So you can find out the resultant force as 10 Newton, because 80 minus 70, this is resultant force, right. So students must be know what is resultant force. We can use so many forces, but reactant force is what? Okay. The resultant force of two force should be in the same direction as that of the remaining force, right. We will study that, what is there, right. Then the second answer, the resultant force of the three force should be 0. The three forces should be coplanar. The lines of actions of the three forces should meet at same right, same point. The resultant force of two force should be in same direction. We will see that, right. Okay. Say this is a ring, right. One force is here, say 50 Newton. Another force have used here 70 Newton. Actually, when they give the force, it will move like, it is the highest one, so it will move like this, not half. That time, say the resultant force between them, this is the resultant force of 50 and 70. Now we can raise these 70 and 50, we just say this is about 65 or 70, 65, right. Resultant force is, say just give that value, this is now 65 Newton. From what? Initially we are using two forces, one is 50, other one is 70, but that time we have find out the resultant force of 50 and 70, that is 65, that is now 65. If you stop the ring, or if you like to stop the equilibrium of the ring, we have to give the equivalent force, that is 65. If we use 65 against to that resultant force, here it will under balance. I can explain. Now the ring is here. There are two force. What is 50 Newton and 70 Newton, and we have find out here 65 Newton. There are three forces apply on this ring. What will happen? This is under equivalent balance, not movement, equilibrium. Why? We already studied there are two forces 50 and 70. The resultant force of that is 65. Right? That now this is resultant force. But fortunately they have given opposite direction to the resultant force of that 50 and 70. Opposite side, very important, not the same side, opposite side of other two forces. So now the reactant force of 50 and 70, that is 65. Therefore here opposite side, when they use 65, it will under equilibrium. Okay, so this theory I have introduced you. When using three forces, so two of them we have find out, two of them the resultant force, which is 65. After that what happened? I have to give the force, the third force, opposite to that 65. Here equilibrium of body under two complanar parallel force. That means here we are going to study two complanar. Here tension and weight. Tension and weight. Weight mean mg. M mass and g gravitational acceleration. Actually if it is 50 Newton tension, this also 50 Newton, otherwise it can't be under the equilibrium. Equilibrium here, but it should be same. And the line also, we can find the line, same direct line, and which are opposite to each other. So now another force, right, that is the 1 cube of wood on the table. It has a certain weight. Therefore what happened? The weight is going to here give always towards the earth, so that weight is here mg. Under the Newton's third law, opposite reaction, right? So that is perpendicular reaction. So if it is 90 Newton, perpendicular reaction also 90 Newton, and both have find out in same line. Now see, this is from your textbook. The two forces must have equal magnitude. Equal magnitude mean value. So equal. The two forces must as long two opposite directions. Yeah, both are two opposite direction. Both force must lie along the same line. Yeah, same line. We have find out the same lines. Right? This is for what? The two forces under equilibrium. We have find out how to balance it. Right? These are the two. This for two forces. Now we will study the three forces, right? Equilibrium for three forces. Because here the forces, one force here and here. Say examples 100 Newton, this is 100 Newton. What about this is 100, this also 100, so this is 200. When it is in parallel, if it is parallel, okay, right, because this each and every tugger here, they sharing the half of that. 200 is half 100, this also 100. Okay, that is in order for objects main equilibrium under the action three parallel forces. I am here parallel forces. The following coordination must be satisfied. What are the satisfied? Three forces must be coplanar. Yeah, three forces must be coplanar. Coplanar mean is a one surface like this. If it is as a object or ring, right? Here we can use this, this and this. All are in same surface. One force must have direct opposite of the other two forces. Yeah, one forces opposite here. One forces mean here I mentioned 200 Newton. If it is 200 Newton, right, one force must have direction opposite to the other two forces. Yeah, opposite to the other two forces. What is this? Is 100 and this also 100. The resultant of any two forces must be equal in magnitude. Yeah, equal to magnitude, resultant magnitude, and opposite. Here our past paper questions expecting same direction, but it should be opposite directions to the third force, right? Here this 200 and 100, it can become 200, but it is opposite direction, right? Okay, now we can raise it all these things. We can find out what is two forces and three forces, how to have equilibrium. Here three forces, 50 Newton, 170 Newton and 94.5 Newton. Actually two of these force equal to this force 51, otherwise it can't be stay in equilibrium. So 94 and this one equal to this one. Okay, the second one, here three forces meet at a certain point. In this point you can find out a certain point, this one, the point, right? This is the points, they meet at a certain point. But in the diagram here, see that the frame, this is a frame, right, under two forces. The third force here, third force in this point, one force is here, third force is here, so second one, third one, weight of this picture, three forces have applied. right? Sometime you can find out a picture can use two strings to hang it. The force can apply here the tension here and there. The weight is always towards the earth, right? Therefore, the force, the third force not meet at the point, but anyway here indirectly it is meet at a certain point. It is meet at a certain point. Okay, now we discuss on this. If an object is to stay in equilibrium under three forces, we already discussed about this matter, the resultant force of two force should be in same direction as that the remaining force. What is wrong with us? Here we already studied, here they have mentioned same direction. That is definitely wrong. The resultant force of three forces should be 0. Resultant force of three forces, resultant force of three forces. We already studied here when they balance it, right? If it is 51 Newton, the resultant force also 51 of these 2 newtons. Now when you find the resultant force, what will happen? 51 minus 51, what is it? Is equal to 0. It is equal to 0. The three forces should be complanar, right? Not always the complanar, right? The lines of actions of the three forces should meet at the same point. No, here the first diagram meet at same point. But this diagram, third diagrams, right, have shown in different area. Here this is meet at a two forces meet at a this one, and third force is meet here. But fortunately it is indirectly it is meet at a certain point. But in this answer they don't mention it. They said the lines of actions of three forces should meet at the same point, right? There was the fourth answer also wrong, right? So now we will go to the next questions. In the urine filtration processes taking place in kidneys, which of the following is filtered into the glomerules from blood? Blood cells, plasma proteins, and glucose and platelets, right? In the urine filtration, students, we already studied about this urine filtration. There are two main organs. What are kidneys are here, and skin also. Skin and lungs can used as a excretory organs, right? According to that, in this question they concentrate on kidneys, right? We will concentrate at kidneys. See here the renal system. There are two kidneys and renal veins and system arteries and inferior vena cava, urethra, bladder and urethra. So here the renal vein always carry the blood from the kidney. The renal vein plasma. The constitution of glomerular filters are water, glucose, amino acids and vitamins, drugs, various ions, hormones and urea. Okay, so this is explained in this blood plasma. I am not mentioned the here I am not mentioned what is the proteins, albumin and globulin, and sometimes antigens which are not available. So these kind of substance mostly available in the glomerulus liquid, right? Okay, now we will come to the questions, right? our question is what? We will come to the questions. Wait. In the which of the following is filtrate in the glomerules from blood? Actually, the blood urine filtration processes taking place in kidneys, D cells, plasma protein, glucose and platelet. So the correct answer is glucose. Correct answer is glucose. Right? Okay, we will go to the next question. This is 2018 past paper. Okay, typical cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Typical cells. Students, you know that typical cells. There are so many cells available in our body. You know, blood cells. When you consider the blood cells, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets, then bone cells, right, nervous cells, right, reproductive sperms and eggs, and so many cells are there. Sometimes some cells have more mitochondria. Mitochondria means the cell organelles. We will study later. Some cells don't have much mitochondria. Some cells have more Golgi bodies. So the cells to cells, so when you consider the muscles here, these muscles have more mitochondria because we need more energy. We are working with more energy. So the mitochondria has the cell organelles to supply the energy and save the energy. We call powerhouse. Anyway, we have to discuss about this matter. So Skeleton and Swan and Rutherford introduced the cell theory. The structural and functional unit of life is cells. I already said it, students. What is structural and functional unit of life is cells. When you consider the structural and functional unit is cells. But when you consider the renal system, we already studied structural and functional unit is nephron. That is different. But in our body, the structural and functional unit is cells. Right? Structural and functional unit is cells. Here, long organisms, all organisms are made up of one or more cells. Okay, unicellular organism, we already studied that paramecium, plasmodium, amoeba, yeast, those are the one cells. Right? New cells form from pre-existing cells. Actually, that is okay. So, you know that if I have a wound, right? If I have a wound, the part of muscles, right? Cut it there. So, new cells coming from the previous cells, right? Okay. Then next one, typical cell. The small structure present within the cells and perform different functions are known as organelles. The types of organelles and the number of them different according to the functions performed by the cells. That means typical cells mean all kind of organelles are there, right? Say cell division, we don't read it here. These are the two cells. Here the plant cells. This is plant cells and animal cells, right? This is plant cell. This is animal cells. Here, actually, I like to say our red blood cells don't have nucleus. Our red blood cells don't have nucleus. But here, we mention in this area nucleus. Why? Because typical cell means the model cell. Without nucleus, we don't know. So we like to study about the cells. Therefore, the nucleus is very, very important. But some kind of cells don't have nucleus. We don't care about it. Why? Our target is to know the structure of the cells. Therefore, here each and every organelles, Golgi bodies and ribosome, mitochondria, each and every cell organelle should be there. Right? That is typical cells. Okay. According to this, the final questions, right? We have to find out that the typical cells, the structural and functional unit of life. Actually, students, this is correct answer. This is correct answer, correct statement, but not in answer to this question. This is correct statement. The structural and functional unit of life is the correct statement, but not answer to this question. The cell that gives origin to some other cells. Yeah, previous cells, right? Previous cells is the most response to give the new cells. Okay, this is the correct answer, but not for our this answer for this question. the cell that can undergo division. Okay, the cell can undergo division. This is also correct statement, but not the answer for this question. Why? Our question is what is model cells? The typical cells. Okay, that answer is constructed the cell that contain all the organelles. Right? All the organelles. That means it is contained all the organelles. So therefore, our typical cells mean the correct answer is fourth answer. Right? Okay, students, I think you all be happy, and we will come meet next class. Okay, thank you very much.